Majesty's Loyal Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Premier, your government keeps pushing through a proposal in my riding to build 8 500-foot tall wind turbines that will be as tall as the TD Tower here in Toronto on the flight path of the Collingwood Regional Airport and on the flight path of the Clearview Airport, despite opposition from surrounding municipalities and despite safety warnings from the airport boards and pilots. Airport Board Chair, Collingwood Airport Board Chair and Engineer Charlie Tatum has told provincial officials that the location of the turbines pose a lethal danger. The situation is serious in light of the crash that occurred in North Carolina where 4 people were killed hitting a wind turbine near the airport. If this project goes ahead, it won't be a question of if there will be deaths, it will be a question of when those deaths occur. So, Premier, I ask you again, is it still your plan to allow this project to go ahead, despite vast opposition from the community and the dangers that it will create?
Premier.
Minister of Energy.
Mr.
Speaker, I thank the member for the question, and it is a serious issue and a serious consideration. But the member will know that under an existing contract, we cannot simply unilaterally cancel that contract, Mr. Speaker. It has a lot of repercussions to do so, Mr. Speaker. We do have a process, Mr. Speaker. I will refer the supplementary to the Minister of the Environment and Climate Change, but there are federal regulations as well, Mr. Speaker, that deal with airports. They are in play here, Mr. Speaker. We already know that in at least one other circumstance, the federal government has required the moving of turbines because of safety concerns, Mr. Speaker. There is a process for that, and I will refer that to the Minister of the Environment, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Well, I'll just say to the Minister, but my question is really to the Premier, and I'll address her in a moment. But Minister, this airport isn't registered the same way. Neither airport, Clearview one isn't either, Collingwood isn't, same way as Chatham. So there are no rules. This goes back to when Chris Bentley, when he said to me there are all kinds of rules and federal regulations and that. And I said, no, do your homework. And I guess nobody in your department's doing their homework, because the fact of the matter is, there's no rules because nobody thought a government would be so stupid as to put 500-foot wind turbines on flight paths to airports. The Premier, you appeared in the riding just before you became a Liberal leader. During your leadership campaign, you were interviewed and you said 3 things. The green energy project should not be allowed to move ahead in face of community opposition, that an airport shut down because of wind turbines doesn't make sense, and you committed to review the situation at the Collingwood Airport.
Question.
It's been a year and a half since you made that commitment. What's happened with the review? We've certainly heard nothing.
Minister of Energy. Minister of the Environment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. If the member was a little less confrontational and had a little more humility for his party, we could get this resolved. Mr. Speaker, this should be and is a federal responsibility, and there are guidelines for airports and the federal government, and this is not an Ontario issue, my friend. It is a national issue, because this problem has come up in other provinces with other types of structures. The ministry is reviewing that right now. I have already met, Mr. Speaker, with a number of—
Order, please.
I have already met with a number—
And I control your voice. And I'm going to remind all members, you do not use anyone's name other than their title or their riding. It's got to stop. You have just to wrap up, please.
Thank you very much. So we're approaching the federal government. I'm very happy to sit down after the question periods and sit down with the member. If he actually wants to resolve this issue, I'm happy to work with him. If he's trying to play political football with it, Mr. Speaker, that doesn't help this. This is a problem. This is a problem that ministers of the environment and ministers of transportation, ministers of energy across Canada right now are trying to work on a framework. The federal guidelines are very soft. They're problematic, and we need.
Thank you.